Alright guys, I'm going to make a quick video. Feel like a bag of crushed assholes, so you guys know that's not good. But I want to say thanks to a couple people, and I want to say congratulations to one of my friends. Gayden and Jen had their baby yesterday, so congratulations to you guys. You know, there's nothing like your first kid. And even though sometimes, you know, kids can be a pain in the butt, you know, they are definitely blessings. And so lots of good times to come for you guys. And congratulations for sure to Jen and Gayden. They had a little boy, so everything came out good, and you know, everybody's healthy. Mommy's good, baby's good, and good stuff there. So the other person I want to say thank you to real quick is Pete. You sent me some spicy English mustard. I'm going to try some of that. Next time I do my barbecue, I'll do a little mustard rub on there sometimes. And he sent me a little letter I'll be adding to my YouTube collection. And thank you, Pete. Appreciate that, buddy. And you guys check him out, PETEQ1972. He's got a really nice Camaro, old friend that he grew up with. Works at a body shop, did his apprenticeship there, and now he runs the body shop, and he was able to help his friend out and paint his car, and man, killer job on it. Looks really nice, so you guys check that out. The other thing I'm going to make this video for is I've had a couple people ask me about Volkswagen motors and how much to build one, and you know, Volkswagen motors are expensive. You can almost build a small block Chevrolet cheaper, and that's just the fact of it. I do have some prices though. I'll run over with you. You know, I did get some prices, and I don't like to price motors out because they're expensive and it's discouraging. And the best way to build a Volkswagen motor is either a motor kit, or you know, if you have some pieces, we can put something together that way. The stuff's just gotten expensive. It's just not cheap to do anymore. And I got some prices from my local area, and I always recommend an engine kit. You know, if you need help assembling that, I'd be glad to help you with it. I get $500 labor to install or to build a motor. That includes, you know, setting the deck height up, building the rocker shafts, cutting the push rods, setting the compression ratio, assembling the motor, of course, you know, your sealers, all that kind of stuff. The parts are extra. So if you have an engine kit and you want it built, you know, $500. If you have an engine and you want me to build it, $500. The more exotic the motor, the more expensive it is to, you know, the labor goes up, of course. You want carburetors set up, you want, you know, more stuff done, the more it costs. I know 500 sounds like a lot of money, but it's really not when you consider, you know, what mechanics make an hour. You know, that's not long to assemble a motor, and I can guarantee you there won't be anything unturned. So with that being said, let me give you a couple prices that I found. I'll go through here real quick. The aluminum engine cases are $800. You can get them for a little under $800 sometimes. CB Performance sells them. Sometimes they go on sale. That's the way to go if you want a good case. If you look in my favorites, I put a video up there. It's a Porsche video, and they go over the do's and don'ts with magnesium cases. And magnesium is the same material used in the stock Volkswagen case, and it's a very unstable material. And they go through how it walks around, and the mains move, and you know, all kinds of stuff. And they also go through why you shouldn't line bore case, and I thought it was an excellent video, so I sent it to a couple of guys, and I put it up in the favorites for you other guys to watch. And just really good stuff if you're into air-cooled stuff. It's a 911 motor. I believe it's a 2.7 or a 3.2. I don't know what they were building there, but a lot of good information in that. So anyway, heads are, you know, you can spend anywhere from $1,200 to $600. The big valve heads are about $300 a piece once you ship them. That's what I pay. You know, magazine prices will always be cheaper, but you got to put shipping on that. Some of those magazine places offer free shipping over a certain dollar amount. Those are the places to look for. But from in the past dealing with those places, I can't name names, but I can tell you the good ones to deal with would be Remco or Brothers. They send the stuff out. DRE is pretty good. Darren over there, he does a pretty decent job of getting your stuff out. Some of the places though, you'll send your money and you won't get your stuff forever. You might not get what you ordered, so buyer beware when it comes to ordering stuff like that. Engine kits, you want to make sure you're getting what you're getting. So anyway, piston cylinders, anywhere from $200 to $300 now. You can get them for $150. The A&As, the better quality ones, are all the way up to $300, depending on the stroke that you choose, or you want a B or an A cylinder. It just depends on the price, but $200 is a good round number there. Counterweighted 8-dowel crank, 4130 chrome moly, is around $270. Now, a lot of you guys are asking for 1915 motors. You can buy a 78 crank and build the motor a little bigger, and the crank's the same price. So that's another thing to consider, the size of the motor. If you're going to buy these parts, a lot of times the stock crank's the same price as the bigger crank, and there's no substitute from the torque, of the bigger motor. So that's another option you can look at. So we got the crankshaft. Now we need a flywheel. Chrome moly flywheel will run you about $100. With shipping, it's about $120 once you get it. That's 8-dowel chrome moly. You don't want to buy the 5140 flywheels. They don't hold up real good. Make sure you get a chrome moly flywheel. Camshafts are in the $60 to $80 range, depending on if you want a high lift cam or a 1-to-1 cam. Lifters, again, scat, $60 to $80, depending on where you buy them. Cam bearings, $20. Main bearings, $30. Rod bearing, $20. Cam gear, depending on what cam gear you want, you're going to pay anywhere from $40 to $120. If you want straight cut scat gears, they're going to run you. I don't recommend buying the cheap straight cut gears because I've seen them break before, and when the cam gear breaks, it wreaks havoc with the motor. So you don't save any money there. And let me see what else we got here. I'm trying to read my scribble scrabble. And there's, you got push rod tubes. There's about $2 a piece. You got chrome moly push rods, because you're gonna have to custom make your push rods to the length of the motor. You got your cylinder spacers to lower the compression. That's gonna be another, $60-70. You got the copper head gaskets. All this stuff adds up to a little under $4,000. That's new. You could rebuild it if you have a good core, if you got some good heads. You can lower this price quite a bit. You still have to do support work. That's why I tell people to buy the new heads. You just get the all the new features built in. The springs are set up. You still have to take the heads apart, lap the valves in, make sure your valve guide clearance is right, but you have a much better start when you buy a new set of heads. The spark plug holes are redesigned so they don't crack. There's a lot of features that go into the new cylinder heads, and you can make power right out of the box. And in the old days, we'd have to weld the cylinder head up, put big valves in it, and port it for 100 hours, and now you can just order that stuff. With that being said, I sort of like the CB engine kits. They're pretty reasonably priced when you look at what you get. The other way to go would be call Brothers and talk to them. They have a lot of different options out there. They can put you together whatever you want, and the staff's really knowledgeable out there, so they won't sell you something that won't bolt together, which is important, and so hopefully that answers some of the Volkswagen questions. That's why I don't ever really push the Volkswagen motors, because they're so expensive. The high performance stuff, you start buying all that stuff, adding it up. We didn't really talk about rocker arms on this list. You could either buy the Scat makes a rocker, or Empty makes one, $135, and it's a complete rocker. Comes with a solid shafts, swivel feet. Now you can just put a solid shaft rocker kit on a stock set of rockers, but that dictates what cam you can use. If you're going to go with a high lift cam, you're going to have to buy an aftermarket rocker set and get the high lift rockers. So I like the high lift route, unless you're going to stay sort of mild on the cam. And if you're going to pick a cam, I recommend the W series. I don't like the VZ series because they're the VZ series seem to be a little loud on the valve train. The VC35 is it's a zippy cam, but it is noisy, and I don't like noisy valve train. I like it to be quiet, and so I recommend either the W series cams or you know, up to the 120. I don't like going much bigger in the 1-to-1. And then if you're going to get much bigger, or you know, want much more power than the 120 will give you, I like to go with the high lifts, and the motor becomes a little more exotic, a little nicer with a high lift cam. So hopefully that covers some of the stuff. You know, cylinder heads, that's another thing. You know, $600 is the, you know, about the middle of the road. You can find them a little cheaper. You can get them for a little over $200 a piece. But again, you know, you're not getting much. You're getting the head that they just stuff the big valve in, and it'll be really shrouded in the combustion area. You know, you have to do some relief work, and you know, so cylinder heads are where the power's at, and if it was my motor, I would save money until I could afford to buy the cylinder heads. So I do have that 2175 laying around here, you know, and with a good set of $600 heads on it, it would come in right about the same price, you know, right around $4,000, a little under. And that's a good motor to build, you know. You can buy off-the-shelf parts, stuff bolts together pretty good, and it makes really good power. It's a medium-sized motor in today's market, you know, with the big cranks that are available. 82 is not a really big crank anymore, but definitely a good driving motor, a lot of torque, you know. It'll give you 80-mile-an-hour highway speeds, no problem. And you know, of course, you got to consider the tranny gear ratio there too. You know, we can make the motor, you know, wind up in the higher RPM, but if you're going to be doing a lot of cruising, you want to get the RPM down on the highway via ring gear or fourth gear. So hopefully that answers the questions. I'm going to go, and I don't know if I'll make any videos today because I'm feeling really bad, and I don't know what I did to my hip, but it's terrible, and it's really shitty here again today. It's going to be raining all day, maybe for another 3 days. So I don't know. I'll try to do some cleaning. Hans has got a buddy here, and yeah, I need to work on that Volkswagen, get that package tray there sorted out, and I got a tranny that I need to put together, but the old body's not cooperating, guys. So I'm gonna do what I can do. Try to get something to eat, see if I feel a little better. Maybe I should just take a teaspoon of this mustard and try that out. But thanks for all the comments, guys. I looked at a couple of them last night. You know, you guys have been responding to the videos, and I appreciate it. And I hope everybody's doing good out there. And you know, I saw Jet's golf cart video. That was cool. And I just wanted to mention that I believe it's Anthony, HO Motorsports. His brother got hit by a car yesterday riding his bike. So, you know, go over there and let him know that we're thinking about his brother. And you know, things change in a second, guys. And we talk about taking one day at a time, and that's why. You know, his brother, from what he said, is a real exercise nut. He loves riding the bike. He's always on it. He's got one here in Florida, and he's got one there. And you know, a lady just pulled out and hit him right in the back tire and knocked him off his bike and scraped him up pretty good. So go over there and tell him we're thinking about him. He's definitely in my prayers, and hopefully he'll be good and he'll recover, and you know, hopefully everything will work out for you guys. I was sorry to hear about that. So you know, trying to think if there's any other. Saw Rick's video on his carbon fiber hood. Did a really nice job on that, and got his floor put in, and yeah, it's just going to be a killer Nova when it's done. You can count on that. So we'll be watching those videos. Saw Dave put a video up of the endless Suburban, so Dave knows all about the restos that just won't go away, you know, and working on something and not seeing anything. I love Dave's videos. I like to keep them, and I show them to the Volkswagen owner, you know, and we sit here and watch them together, and he's always amazed at the amount of time it takes to do things. And you know, when you watch Dave's videos, you can tell he's not somebody that's learning how to do it. He knows how to do it, and you know, it's a time killing process. You know, you take a job on with good intentions, and you look at it, and you know, the job dictates the time it takes to finish it. You know, unless you got an army of guys to jump on something, and then chances are when you get an army of guys, you know, the quality's not what you want. So you know, it's just a time soaking up process, and it's good to see other guys out there doing it, you know, and putting the videos up, because you know, it makes us not look so crazy and not look so slow when other people are fighting the same battle. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. Thanks to the people that I said thanks to, and I saw where John Kerry said he gave me a thumbs down, but it didn't show up, buddy, so no problem. And as long as you leave a comment, I don't really care if you do thumbs down or thumbs up, you know. And so I just like to see the comments there, and I always like seeing John Kerry's comments, because I know he's a busy person. So for somebody like that to take time to watch videos is pretty cool. And hopefully he'll be getting his car back soon, and we can see some videos from him, because you know, I miss seeing his videos too. He's very meticulous and very thorough on anything he does, and you know, the part looks finished, a lot like Dan Electrode. You know, their cars have that layered look. You know, each component's finished in the proper finish, and you know, when you do that and you layer the parts, the car just looks I don't know, we call it the layered look. You know, you can just see the new parts in depth, and almost gives it a 3D appearance, which is pretty cool. So alright guys, I'm gonna be looking at some videos. I'll go ahead and upload this one, and yep, we'll see you guys a little later.